Okay, so tonight we're going to do a nice hip hamstring kind of open. We did this a couple of weeks ago or something similar. I really enjoyed it. You really enjoyed it. So we'll do something similar to that. So lots of leg opening, and we'll do some nice chest expansion as well. Yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. We'll start with some nice neck stretches. Feel free to get yourself a little cushion to sit on if that works best for you. Taking a breath in, softening into your seat. So you don't have to kneel, it's just more comfortable to kneel on this cushion for me. You could sit cross-legged if that's better. Just lift from the base of your skull up towards the sky. Adjust your seat if you need to. And then just letting your ear fall across to one side. Just a gentle neck stretch, letting gravity do its thing. And the other. And as you do this, maybe just taking a moment to think about what you want for yourself today in the session. What are you seeking? Some space, mental or physical. Some time. Maybe opening. What's the word that calls out to you today? Letting your chin fall to your chest and then let it drag across to the right. And if you keep your chin to your chest and then across to the right, what you might feel is a lengthening through the left. If you like, you could take that left arm and just reach it lightly behind your back, just so it nuzzles in along the line. Chin over to the left. Still nice and tucked. And then maybe that right hand sneaks behind just to get a line. You can play with the angle. There's no right or wrong here. Play with the where your chin is pointing to get the right spot for you. Beautiful. Head to center now. And we'll just stretch that right arm long. Point your fingers to the ground. Take your left and draw downwards. It's a nice stretch through the inside of the arm here. And still drop the shoulders low. And depending on how tight you are, I'm getting quite tight through my back. You might feel a nice stretch through your back as you draw the heel of your hand away from you. Other side. Right hand will now reach down your right hip, left arm over and across. And maybe your head tilts up in the direction of the roof. If it's too tight and crampy through the neck to do that, you can just keep looking down. But opening up through the side body, we like the accordion through the side body. So a tilting, shifting of weight onto that left butt cheek, even as that left arm reaches over and across. Switch sides. Stroking shoulders down and back, gliding them down your back. Weight shifted onto that right bottom. Back to center. Interlace your fingers, reach them out and round out through your back. So it's like you're in cat pose, but on the ground. And drive both heels of hands away, chin to chest. Exhale. Keep going. You keep going. Just go to take that same sensation, draw it upwards overhead, and see if you can get the heels of your hands to reach the ceiling as you shrug your shoulders down. So I could have them up near my ears, but instead, I'm going to shrug them down and keep reaching up to the sky. Now it's okay if your fingers separate a little bit, but we're trying to activate those back muscles. Release them wide. And we're going to play again. Take a breath in. Exhale, chest down. Exhale, belly down. Hold that position. Take a breath in. Exhale, hands up, but keep your belly and your chest down. Can you keep that space? What you'll have to do is use your midsection, your back, and your torso to keep that shrug downwards. And now cactus your arms, big, strong elbows to the ribs. A little roll back through the shoulders, but belly still down instead of pop down. Nice long neck. Draw your arms behind you. So I'm still quite vertical. I'm not arching back. And again, take a breath. Reach those arms long, chin to chest, round out. Shrug your shoulders down, keep them down. Breath in. Exhale those hands up. Shrug shoulders down. Reach them to the seat as you drive your heels of your hands up to the sky. Now we cactus the arms. Strong squeeze, long neck. And this time, maybe you'd like to add a little arch. Head can stay looking forward if that's comfortable, or you can let it come back. Good, come forward again. Elbows touch, or in the direction of touching. Open up. Elbows to ribs. Back to center, a little arch. Reach it forward. Up. Elbows come down. Good. Little arch back. Forward. Elbows to ribs. Squeeze it down. One more round like that. Rounding it. A little bit more round. Maybe the tailbone can tuck as well this time. Reach it up, shrug shoulders down. Cactus the arms, strong squeeze here. Little bend. Back to neutral. Elbows to ribs, squeezing back long. Good. We're going to come down onto our bottom now. Start to do our hip opening. Desperate for some hip opening at the moment. So here we are. Okay, let's play with this. Hopefully you've got some nice padding underneath you. We're going to be windscreen wipering our legs backwards and forwards. So for more tummy work, a little bit more upper body work, you can have your hands kind of up here or interlaced. It's kind of nice. If you just want something a little bit more supportive and recuperative, made that word up, something that's going to help you recuperate, that's a word that exists, then you can have your hands behind as I've got them now. Let's do this. Let's start to shuffle those hips backwards and forwards. Recuperative. Restorative, I mean, they're different. Anyway, there's a word, there's another version of recuperate that I'll sort out eventually. So if you want something that's going to have to work your back a bit more, you'll be up here. You'll have your hands up and you'll shift. Okay. So when my hips are over to the right, what I'm going to try and do, so my knees are over to the right, this way. I'm going to actually just pop my left hip over there as well to help lean into that movement, get a bit more range. And then when my hips come over to the left, my right hip, this one, it's going to pop as well. Just going to give it a little bit more. So just start sweeping, finding your space. If your hips are particularly tight, you could have your feet a little bit further away from your pelvis, and that would give you more room. If you want to work on, if your hips are a little bit more open, you'd have your feet a little bit closer to your pelvis. Okay. The next time your knees are over to the left, you're actually going to rock over and then extend the right leg, just a little bit. So now my left heel and my right thigh are in line. I'm just going to rock myself over my left knee, and I might feel enough of a stretch through my left hip here. That could be enough, or if you want more, you can actually pop right over. And we've got ourselves in a nice pigeon to start. We're just starting here. Feeling out the corners. I'm doing some rocking, but you could be still if that works better for you. Can you let that right hip fall across to the right side? So it might want to be open, but you could start to close it down so it's closer to the ground. Sinking back onto that right knee now, just for a moment. So you can bring your left foot forward. You might be doing it a little bit more gracefully than I'm doing at the moment. And we've got ourselves a nice little hip flexor stretch here. And you might want to be up for a sec and just adjust. I'm going to just come back and grab a block. It's a bit easier for me. And then we stretch through the right hip. Just tucking the hip bones forwards, lengthening. Sit back, hamstring stretch. Tilting hips behind, little length through the back. You could tilt that toe up to the sky. I kind of prefer that. So taking that left leg and then dragging it behind you, I'd like you to kick it back. Both hands to the ground now. And we'll hold here for a beat. You keep your leg in the air. Lengthen through the head. It's like tucking of the chin. You're looking down between your hands. Hands are underneath shoulder. And you could play with your leg up. So you keep your right leg up. I will show you with both knees on the ground. You keep your right up. Play with a little lower. A little bend through the elbow. Push up. Can you do that 3 times? Breath in with that leg in the air. Play with a little bend through the elbow. Come down as far as you feel comfortable. Push up. Once more. Bend through the elbow. Pushing up. Good. Hold it there. Can you tap that toe to the ground? Kick the heel up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold there. You could, I know your glutes are firing now reach the opposite arm lock. So right leg, left arm, reaching away and hold for 10. You keep holding those opposite arm, opposite leg, reaching away. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Both to the ground, knees go wide, toes together, a child's pose. Open up through the hips. Forehead can move in the direction of the ground. Tailbone tucking towards heels. And the knees as far apart as they need to be for comfort for you. Beautiful. Rock yourself onto your butt cheeks again. Let's start swiping. Clear the hips. Side to side once more. Notice the difference between one hip and the other. Does your left feel a little looser? A little warmer? Next time your knees fall to the right, you'll roll to the right. And you could stay with your left knee slightly bent and just roll to front your mat, and that might be enough. Or you could extend the left leg and have it long. A little bit more intense, your choice. Try and have a nice active foot here. So can you point your toe towards your knee on your right side? Always looking for ways to open up the shoulders, open up the neck after days spent on the phone and the computer. So rocking back a little bit now, so you can, rocking back onto the left knee, so you can bring the right foot forward for your hip flexor stretch. Find your point that's comfortable. And just looking towards the word that you set out for today. What was it? What was your intent? Opening, finding time, softening. Sinking back, hamstring. You need to shuffle your leg a bit further out, a bit closer. Toe reaching to the sky, or tilt through the hips behind you. If you can just square those hips up. I know I was scooting my hips over the right, so I'm just going to even them up again. And now we will transition. So just bring both hands to the ground, a little bend through that right knee, and then sing it back behind you. Need a little adjusting between the hands. And we're here, get a little length through the leg. And we come down, we plant through the hands, bend through the elbows for 3, for 2. One more little back strength. Oh, there we go. Holding and staying strong through this leg. Tap the toes down, then lift up. 10. Lightly tap. Kick up through the bottom. 9. 8. You can exhale as you kick. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Hold the leg in the air, reach the opposite arm away. Always tap down if it's too much. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Both hands to the ground, knees to the ground. But this time, sink your knees behind you or come up into your version of a plank. So that could be a knee plank like me, or you could come up onto your toes, your choice. Your version of a plank, draw that belly button in towards your spine and drive those hands away from the ground. Hold for 5 full big breaths in and out. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And now slowly, don't come up yet, slowly lowering yourself all the way to the ground. All the way down, good stuff. From there, sink yourself back. Knees widen. Another beautiful little child's pose here to open up. Rocking forward, just bring your hips to the ground now. And we're back to a little sweeping action. This time with a little bit more core and back play. So really having a go now, either having your hands clasped here, or if you want it even harder, quite a bit more challenging, keeping your hands overhead as you do this. Here we go. Let's just swipe those hips. Remembering to pop the hip for a bit more range. Sweeping to each side. I'll just keep nice and tall. Oh. Yep, go for it. This is going to be Brendan sneaking across the camera to get the dog lead. Let's see how well he sneaks. You're never going to rob a bank and get away with it. I think we'll put it that way. So we'll never be rich. That's the only way. All right, friends. Let's let those knees fall to the left. Let's go a little deeper now. Straight into extending that right leg. Left leg over and across, nice and horizontal to the front of the mat as much as you can. And just finding a bit more space here. You could, if you had the capacity, desire, play with a little bit more strength and lift yourself up and take your hands off, using your midsection to hold yourself up. If that's your desire today, play around with that. If you just want something more restorative, you can just have both hands to the ground. Good. Not staying too long. You can lift that right leg up, lift the right knee, and push up into your a single leg plank before stepping that left foot through. Drop down to your knee. We'll lift up. Both hands lift. Extend the arms. And just like we did in the warm-up where we shrugged our shoulders down, that's what you're going to do here. So imagine you've got a beach ball in your hand. You want to clamp that beach ball and shrug your shoulders down. Extend forward through the hips. Cactus your arms now, squeezing elbows to ribs, long through the neck. Draw belly button and rib cage down, and then maybe if you like, keeping that, you transition to a little back bend. Coming forward, place your hands to the ground for a moment and then lift the back leg. Oh. And we've got ourselves a little bit of a deeper hamstring. So you can play with where your hands are for your positioning, but tilting those hips behind you and extending long. You can see how flat I'm trying to keep my back here. You could fold, but this is a nice way of getting a bit of strength into a stretch as well. Let's step the right foot to the left and come down into a nice deep chair pose. You can have your feet as wide as you need here. Generally, they say to have toes and heels together, but look how wide mine are. Anyway, here we go. Big bend through, bend through the knees. Lift your arms up. And then fold down. Nice, gentle, juicy fold. Enjoy the space. You could have hands to the ground if that's good. You could grasp opposite arm and elbow, ragdoll. Bend your knees as much as you like here. Just rest your belly on your thighs if that's you. Flatten out the back a little bit now, a little bit more strength, power in the legs. And you might need a little block for this, but just transfer some of your weight into that transfer your weight into the left thigh. Come up to the toe of the right. Have hand on ground or hand on block. And we're just going to extend and kick that right leg and back down. Extend and kick. Back down. 3 to go. Extend and kick. Back down. 2. 1. Both feet to the ground. Stepping back to your plank. Holding long, 5 breaths. 4, 3, 2, 1. You can here extend that left leg with your hips a little further forward and do your 3 times push-up. You could do this on toes on plank as well. Leg extended out, so 3-legged 3-point plank. Coming down, pushing up, coming down, pushing up. Have a play now with the extended plank. Opposite arm, opposite leg reaching away. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Sink back, quick child's pose, open up. Tuck tailbone towards your heels a little further. Maybe now you can feel the opening that we've created. Rocking forward onto your hips. Let's go. Hands interlaced here or overhead, depending on where you're at. I can certainly feel the difference between my hips now that we've done some more intense stretches on that left side. Let's roll over to the right now. And we'll come straight into our extended pigeon. Option for more upper body play with the lift through the upper to hold, or you can do it both hands to the ground, extend out. Lift the back knee, and you're going to transition that right foot to the ground. drop the left. That's right. And here we go. Extend up, lift up, volleyball between the hands. Shrug the shoulders down. Cactus the arms. Chest down, ribs down, engage. And if you like, option for some expansive chest. A bit more tuck through the hips to help engage here, driving forward and down of that right heel. Bring both hands to the ground. Lift up the back foot. Jump it in a little. Here we are. Hamstring. Find your point. Flatten the back out. Sit your hips behind you. Step your left foot to your right. Going to come into a nice deep chair pose. Reach up. Try and tuck that tailbone under. A little bend. And then fold down. Can you get a little deeper this time? Enjoy the transfer of weight to the ball of your foot rather than your heels, which is just going to let you fold a little further. I've started to get some delightful little middle of the night leg cramps, so pay a little extra attention to the stretching through the hamstrings and the calves. Get some good blood flow in there. Open up through the hips. Okay, so to the block or to the ground, your choice. We'll go both hands. And we're going to transfer the weight onto that right foot. And here we go. We're going to go 5 times taps, extending that left leg. Here we go. And we'll reach 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done. Both feet to the ground, hands to the ground. Bring yourself back into plank. Step, step. We can keep the leg lifted. And your version of a plank with that leg lifted, so that could be knees or toes, we're going to do our 3 push-ups. Bend through the elbows, push away. Last one. 3. Keep it there, hold it there. We hold the plank for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Extend the arm, hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good stuff. Both knees to the ground, some back. This time, let your elbows come to the ground rather than your hands. And we've got a nice little puppy pose. Hips can stay low, or if you prefer, your hips stay high and then head falls in the direction of the ground. Feel free to rest on the block. Whoa. Just let the weight of gravity land onto the middle of your back between your shoulder blades. Let that part become heavy. Don't think you're cactusing your arms, but into the ground. Find your way onto your seat. This time we get some nice sweeping action with the arms as we rock from side to side. So as you transition, you're going to spread those arms wide and then reach at the edge. And spread your arms wide, reach at the edge. Play with that, play with expanding, reaching. Maybe at the edge you can get a little cactus as you open up to one side. So I'm transitioning from left to right. I'm going to reach my arms. When I get to the right, I let my hands come to the sky, find the volleyball, cactus my arms open, lift. I go again. Round my arms, push palms away from my body. Going to transition. Reach my hands up. Stretch my arms like I'm holding a volleyball. Cactus. One more time to the right. And find ourselves to the left. Pigeon pose. Now really lifting up here. Find the strength in your legs to hold yourself quite vertical. You could go fingertips, hands, or raise up. Strong through the hips, really tucking through the bottom to hold that. Or you could stay on the ground like me. Good. From here, let's go plank. Lift the right knee and then transition up. Left foot comes to the ground. We'll reach your arms up. So deep bend through the left knee here as your right heel reaches away from you. Maybe just pop your hands on your hips and just check that they're not sticking out. If you're there, give them a little tuck. Here we go, straighten through that front thigh. Keep the back thigh bent as straighten as well. Then rebend. Straighten through the front. Rebend a little deeper. Two more. Straighten through the front. Rebend a little deeper. Straighten through the front. Rebend. Hold. Cactus the arms. Keep your chest pinned down, pin down. Right heel still reaching away. And now maybe you expand out. Don't have to. Keep the bend through that front thigh. As we transition out, jump that back foot forward. Lengthen out through the spine. If you want a little bit more core, you can straighten both arms and then reach them out overhead like you've got your volleyball in that position. By your ears. Feel the weight of your body land onto your left leg. Place your left hand to the ground or onto your block. And we will, you can place the right hand as well if you like, or just place that right hand on your hip. And we'll kick the left up. Kick the right up, I should say. Hold here. We want our hips flush to the ground, nice and square. And then we'll tap for 5, for 4, 3, 2, one more. Good. Both feet to the ground. Deep bend through the knee. It's time. Can you let your hands sweep near your ankles? We'll come into our chair pose now. Bend. Straighten up, reach palms to the sky. And then fold down. Nice floppy ragdoll here. Forward fold. Both hands to the ground. Now bend your knees as much as you like to get there. And we'll step ourselves back to our plank. Left leg's going to extend long. You can do this in a, I'd like you to try doing this in an extended plank. And you're going to do your 3 times push-ups. Lowering down, pushing up 1, 2, 3, hold there. 5 breaths, kick your heel up and away from your head. 4, 3, 2, 1. Opposite hand reaches away, hold here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just tap your opposite hand and knee together underneath your tummy, then reach away again. We'll do that 4 more times. So tap them in the middle so they touch. Reach. This is no good for you. Just do the leg or just do the arm. 3, 2, 1 more. Good. Both to the ground. We'll just sink straight to the ground here. Let's go the other side. We'll do a few swipes. Reaching, extending. Here we go, transition. Extend. Find your way to the right side. Extend up. Find the strength and lift in your legs to hover yourself with that hands if you've got that. Maybe hands will come overhead. Strengthen your hands here. Lift your left knee up, and then your right foot will come to the ground. From here, lengthen out, reach your body. Here we go. Shrug shoulders down. Left heel reaches away, right knee bends. Find your volleyball. Cactus the arms, open up through the chest. Hold your belly engaged, and then maybe you expand out if that's right for you. Straighten up again, and we'll straighten the front leg, rebend, straighten, rebend, straighten, rebend. 2 to go. Good. Hold there. Jump the back foot in. Hamstring. So this block's always running away from me. Need a second. Oh. Okay, transition your weight onto the right foot. Place your right hand there and your left on the hip, or both hands on the block or the ground. You're transitioning the weight. We've got 5 kicks up through that left leg. So strong through the right, belly engages. Breath. Exhale, kick. 1. Oh, that's tighter. 2. 3. Obviously slow and controlled is better. 4. 1 more. 5. Good. Both feet to the ground. Dip bend through the knee. Find a little warmth. Extend the arms, tuck tailbone to the ground. Hold here. Stand up. Interlace fingers, reach up, get high. Fold down. Bend as much as you need to through the knees. Step or jump your way back to a plank. Your right leg is lifted. And we lower. Arm strength. 2. 3. Beautiful. Tap to the ground. We'll go 10. Kick up. 9. Long body. 8. This could be in a full plank on toes. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Opposite arm, leg, reach away, hold. Knee and hand touch underneath your belly, then reach. 5. 4, kicking out and away. 3. 2. 1 more. Good. Hands and feet to the ground, knees wide. Tilt your tailbone back, give it a little wag. Child's pose. Tuck your knees a little closer together and then roll over onto your back. We'll come into a spinal twist. You can go both knees off to one side and hands out straight. That might be enough for you. So that's T-shape with your arms. You can extend the bottom leg, so right leg straight, left leg bent. If that's what you want, you can always add a little bit more by bringing the bottom leg on top of the top. Reaching, if your knees are over to the right, reaching your left shoulder towards the ground. Keep tucking the tailbone over to the right. Yeah, a nice feeling through that low back. back through center, over to the other side, reaching right, shoulder to the ground. You can double up your knees or extend the bottom one. On your back now, and just extend arms and legs away from each other. Get yourself in a nice long stretch them tall, 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 tall. Oh, really squeezing, squeezing. And then hug yourself in nice and small. Bring your chest up to your knees, knees to chest, squeeze into a ball. And we'll do that twice more to wrap out the session. Extend the legs long, squeeze every muscle out. Oh, get a nice long stretch. Get rid of the last kinks. In a nice ball. Hug chest up, knees up. One final one. Stretch yourself out to all the corners of the space you're in. Really expanding, take up as much space as you can. And then bring yourself into one final ball. Oh, small, small, small. And then let yourself go nice and floppy. Completely floppy. No muscle working. All soft, 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 soft. Take 3 breaths just to acknowledge your hard work for today. Acknowledge the time you've taken. And just to be really proud of yourself. Thank you so much. Hope you're feeling nice and stretched and you enjoyed that.